now welcome to the Great Cigar and Pipe Show. Presented by Hiram and Solomon Cigars, the Oliva Cigar Family, and the J.C. Newman Cigar Company. Coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
Yep.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Hey. It's been a little while, and tonight we got a kind of a sickly crew going on here.
Wow.
So don't mind all the coughing, the hacking, the muting, which a lot of people probably be muting themselves. But welcome back, everybody. We're excited. It's our pairing show, and as you can see, our wonderful alcoholic good man next to us here, the sickly Joey G.
Oh my God!
A resident alcoholic.
There you go. Resident alcoholic. There you go.
Here's
The man who's put this pairing show together.
Love and solution to all of life's problems.
Yeah, you know what? So Joey, I always love the fact that he puts these pairings together, and we would never really know what we're gonna come up against when it comes to the actual whiskey or bourbon. We knew what we had with Sam and the Belmaachi Sumatra. A wonderful cigar, beautiful presentation. I mean, people, this is a great cigar. Now, Stone Street, I was kind of like, what is Stone Street? I mean,
I never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
I mean, this is like a first time, and I'm like, wow. So I did a little research, and I was like, wow, this is really very interesting. I love the genesis of the brand. So, I think people should just take a moment and check this out for a second. Then we'll come back.
The best research is buying a bottle and drinking it.
That's always
the best research.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They say the path to realizing dreams is paved with challenges. Trials that test your resolve. That victory is not for the faint of heart. Our story was born out of respect for Kentucky's time-honored traditions. We were driven by an unrelenting, obsessive pursuit, determined to leave our mark. Now it's time to carve a new path, to pursue a beloved tradition once again, pushing the boundaries of excellence in honor of something greater. Something we'd be proud to put our name on. Stone Street Founders Edition Bourbon, crafted in the pursuit of victory.
Nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
I would like to have money on that horse, boy. That is like
I know,
10
right?
yards before everybody else, man. Wow.
Hey, listen, when you're racing thoroughbreds and you're thinking about a bourbon, you have to consider that bourbon, especially that Founders Edition. It has to be a winner. Right?
Absolutely.
It has to be a thoroughbred. And I think, Joe, you found one in Stone Street. I'm looking forward to talking to Ricky and getting more info about the brand, and also talking to Sam and finding out more about Belmaachi and the genesis of both. So why don't we bring these people on and of course, we have a lady with us who happens to be a cigar and whiskey connoisseur.
There you go.
And it's hard for us to say that word because we're really not too much connoisseurs of anything.
No, we are. We are. Yeah,
Well,
we consume a lot of everything.
We're
but
a consumer store.
consumer stores.
We're consumer stores.
Consume a lot of debt.
Let me bring Sam. Let me bring Ricky on. Let's get Tiffany here. Let's bring everybody up on the
We got Tiffany. We got Sam there.
Hello, everybody.
And we got Ricky. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, Sick Joe, how are you?
I'm very sick.
Oh, I
very
like
sick.
that. Hey, Sick Joe. That's good.
Yeah, so I'm not smoking tonight, but I am drinking the water of life tonight. Hopefully that'll make me feel better by the end of the show. Hopefully,
I'm sure it will.
But yeah, we got Sam Falaki on here. He's the owner of Belmaachi Cigars, and we picked his Sumatra expression to pair with this Stone Street Bourbon. Sam, why don't you go ahead and get us right into your brand in this cigar here?
Oh, we gotta unmute.
Unmute.
Unmute. There we go.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm very excited. This is very exciting for me. I'm not used to being on podcasts. I believe this is my second one. So if I talk too fast or anything, just let me know. Thank you for having me. So as you mentioned, I'm the owner of the brand owner of the Belmaachi cigar brand. That's the logo right here.
Nice.
And we've got basically these cigars are made in Nicaragua. They're Nicaraguan tobacco from 3 different regions. The blends are from 3 different regions. We have farms in 2 of them, Jalapa and Sumatra. And the other one is Condega, where we buy on the market. The wrappers, we have 4 different types of wrappers. Ecuadorian grown. Oh, by the way, these are Nicaraguan, Cuban seed grown in Nicaragua. Ecuadorian wrappers, we have the Connecticut. This one right here, this is a light cigar for beginners.
Yep.
And then we have 3, this is our little gift box here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera.
Very nice.
Oh, yep.
This is our gift box, and it's got three blends here. We've got the Habano, a classic Nicaraguan Habano wrapper. We've got the Maduro, which is a Habano Maduro wrapper, not a broadleaf. And then we have the Sumatra here.
Awesome.
This Maduro and the Sumatra were our first ones that we launched with. They were very popular in the United States, the Sumatra especially. We wanted to do something a little different since we're not known. So the Sumatra is a little bit exotic. It gives it that extra flavor. And these are there's a high quality cigars. They're made in the Cuban tradition by my friend Carlos. He's a 6th generation tobacco grower and cigar maker who moved to Nicaragua to continue the family legacy. And he convinced me to get in the cigar business. And these are all made in the Cuban tradition and his family's tradition. And so they're high quality, handcrafted, hand rolled, and we trying to do it with the best quality tobacco that we can find. And keep it at an affordable price. So they retail under $15. So we want to make a luxurious cigar affordable. So that's our idea.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think what people, let me bring this up full screen because I think it's important. A cigar is always presentation first, right? So when you look at this, it's beautifully banded. And it's
very elegant.
But if you look at the quality of that wrapper, it's absolutely flawless, really. So lots of kudos just on presentation alone. Forget about once we get to actually smoking the cigar, you know. And that's the thing. I mean, and I love dry drawing. I think that's an important part of the equation, Bob. I think you need to, you know, enjoy the cigar from start to end. And it always starts with taking it out of the cello and getting that little nose on there, Joe. I know Joe's nose at this point, he doesn't know.
You guys are killing me. I wish I could smoke with you guys. I have not had a cigar since March 1st. So
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like having the shakes over here, like, you know.
Very nice wrapper. Yep.
You know, the dry draw for me was very sweet. I got like a sweetness coming off of the dry notes.
Oh yeah.
Right? Tiffany, what's your
That's been the cutter
take on that?
Cutter. Thank you.
Oh yeah. There's definite sweetness coming out of that.
It's like a sweet earthiness to it.
I was just gonna say there's a little bit of earth. There's not really there's spice or anything. Just
no
spice at all.
Nope.
So that's the great thing about a good Sumatra is that you're really going to appreciate it without that real tanginess of spice, I'll call it. That so you don't have any of that. Oh yeah, that's absolutely delicious. I get that kind of baking spices immediately off of that first
the first light.
First light.
So first light. Like I'm like even just a foot odor note. You know, my sinuses are kind of giving me trouble, but as I'm trying to power through this, I'm getting like a little bit of like cocoa notes on there, but with the first light puff, I'm almost getting, to me, what feels like almost like a coconut cream pie with a chocolate sauce drizzled on it, and it seems like there's like maybe just a hint of like paprika in there somewhere, just
And the name Belmaachi, what is this?
So the name and the branding, right? So Carlos convinced me. How I met Carlos was funny. I was at the beach with a friend. Used to play for the San Francisco Giants. His name is Marvin Bernard, and he's the national hero down there, because baseball is the #1 religion in Nicaragua. So he said, "Sammy, have you ever been to Esteli?" And I said, "No, but I'm a city boy who always dreamed of having his own horse." So I said, "I'll go with you." It's a cowboy country up there. So we went up there. He called his friend Tito, who was a Cuban coach of the Esteli baseball team. And Tito brought us to this guy Carlos, who's one of the best producers in his opinion over there. And that's where all the Cubans congregate at the end of the day in Esteli. And we became friends. And Carlos convinced me to get into business. And then I had to come up with a brand name, right? So with a name. And I thought about my my Moroccan uncle who came to visit in Canada once about 15 years ago. And he was coming to renew his residency to Canada in Montreal. And then I was going to Nicaragua for a business trip unrelated to cigars. And he said, "I want to go with you," because he's a nature lover. And so he came down with me. He taught me how to smoke cigars in Nicaragua. So after he passed away a few years ago, I decided, hey, it just makes sense. I'll name them after him. And the name sounds cool too. So that's how the name Belmaachi came about. It's my uncle who taught me how to smoke cigars.
Oh, that's a great.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's a great tribute.
Yeah.
Especially. So, how long have you been smoking cigars then, Sam?
So I've been smoking, casually for about 15 years, but I really started smoking regularly when I met Carlos. And Carlos, every time I would be in Nicaragua, he would give me, a bunch, and I'd go hang out at his place, and so everything I learned really was from him, from this Cuban who's like a hardcore, country boy, businessman, cigar maker. And so everything I learned was from him, and I smoked a lot of cigars, of his cigars. Now recently I started smoking other cigars to know where I fit in the grand scheme of things of my blend, right? To know the market. Actually, we started selling these cigars in Africa a couple of years ago because I had a cousin with the same last name who's a cigar lover. And I shipped him some cigars to Guinea. And that was like a couple of years ago. And we just started in the US last year. So I'm getting good reception. We got an Italian designer in England who specializes in liquor and cigars to do the branding. I wanted something modern. You were talking about presentation. I said I wanted something different. I want something modern, more like you find in a duty-free shop, like a luxury chocolates or something, not always Don Pedro on his horse with the flowers and all that, right? Right. So, I wanted something a little bit more modern, right? Change it up a little bit. You got to be different if you're going to be a new brand, obviously.
Right.
So he came up with his design, and it's got that European chic to it. So that's, if you're wondering where that comes from, I guess it's these Italian. I used to live in Italy. They've got it for the design. They'll design.
Oh, there you go.
And they'll design a pen just like they design a BMW. Was that Italian I heard just there?
Oh yeah, we have too many Italians here. There's a lot
Half the show is Italian, but don't tell nobody.
No,
is that like a lion with a crown on it on the band? I get kind of geeky about the bands.
Yeah.
So the lion is the Barbary lion. It's supposed to represent the North African lion, which has a big mane.
Gotcha.
So that's why, with my uncle's name Belmaachi, and he's Moroccan. So I did it the Moroccan thing to have it make some sense, so it all fits together somehow, and it just did.
And then you come on this show and nothing makes sense.
Right. That's always the case. What's really very interesting with the band is you're mixing a couple of precious metals. You have gold, but then you have silver on the inner part of that design work, where the lion and the crown silver. So it's really Joey. It's really. I think it's one of the nicest bands that I've seen.
Very pretty. Yeah.
It's really beautiful. It truly does stand out, and the cigar itself stands out. So I think it's a perfect representation.
Oh yeah.
something out to market, especially when you're a new brand, right? And you have to be able to you're showcasing a certain level of, I'll say, class, right there.
And this definitely has a classy look to it. There's no question about it.
Pure elegance.
That's what we wanted. That's what I wanted. And people told me that I was foolish, that I could get them for 10 cents cheaper if I only did one, either silver or just gold. And I said, no, the designer made it that way. I like the look, and we're just gonna go with it. I don't care if it costs me an extra 10 cents. This is gonna be a luxurious cigar. It's make it eye candy, make it something people want to give as a gift.
Ferrari,
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you, people judge a cigar by the band. They shouldn't, but they do.
They shouldn't, but they do.
A lot of people that'll come into the lounge and they'll be like, "Well, I don't like the look of that band on that cigar. I'm not interested."
Oh, okay.
But there's a good cigar underneath that band. So, I mean, as much as you don't want to say marketing persuades people to buy a cigar or not, they really do. And this is catchy. Yeah. If I saw this, if I didn't know anything about it and I saw it sitting on the shelf, I'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of intriguing. What am I going to get into with that one?" And that's what you want. That's what you want. Because, I mean, even if this didn't have a great band on it, the cigar is fantastic so far.
And what's the price point on the cigar?
So they retail for the idea is to retail under $15. Now, I don't know in New York with the taxes and all that. In Georgia, the way I have a price wholesale, they're able to sell it just under $14.
Great.
In Florida, I would assume they're going to sell to under 13, like $12.
Right. Right. Yeah, New York will probably about 100.
And Joe, when we talked about pairing with Stone Street, now I want to kind of dovetail this with Rickey and bring Rickey in. The first time that Joe, I don't know how you do this, but this
well, he relies on other
bourbon,
people.
He does rely on people. Good thing Tiffany was with him.
Yeah. So Tiffany and I both discovered this at the same time at Whiskey Fest Chicago. That's where we met Philip. He was the regional manager for the brand, and we were just really, really enjoying the bourbon. To me, it was. I'm always seeking something new when I go to these whiskey fests. I've been drinking whiskey for over a decade now, and here we find I found Stone Street Bourbon. I'm like, what is this? I got to talking with Philip, and then Tiffany. I just got to sipping and really, really enjoyed the brand. And I was like, I definitely got to have these guys come on the show. Absolutely.
No, you outdid yourself, Joe. Every time. So, Rickey, talk to us a little bit about your journey in the distilling and nature of this bourbon from horse racing. How do you go from horse racing? How does the company go from racing thoroughbreds to putting out right out of the gate? I'm going to call this right out of the gate. You're a winning bourbon right out of the gate. Talk to me about that.
Isn't it like mandatory in Kentucky?
Or
that too.
Well, first of all, thank you all for having me on tonight. It's a real pleasure to be speaking with each of you. I'm excited to talk about Stone Street and really the genesis of it. And we have only been on the market for about a year. I was telling some of the guys earlier, we released in Kentucky on March 18th of 2024. So that's probably why several of you have never heard of it. But these types of events and Whiskey Fest and the Big Smoke coming up in Tampa next month are critical to getting this in people's mouths, because once you taste it, it's beautiful. And I think that this cigar pairing is wonderful as well. So, lightning strikes every now and then. Our founders and the founder's son, Christopher Stone Street Jackson, that's his middle name. He was integral in the tasting process of this. And so he, with a panel of a couple other folks, winemakers, included a fellow named Chris Carpenter, they settled on this final blend. And the proof, the number of barrels, the mash bill were all right in the wheelhouse of what they wanted to achieve with a wheat forward profile. And so 131 barrels were bottled. we only released in 10 states. And so again, it's very small production. Illinois, Florida, the usual suspects is where you'll find it. But this year we'll bottle again, but Stone Street is the everyday product. And so it is going to be on the shelves for somewhere around $60, depending on the market. But I think it's wonderful. And all those notes that you spoke of with sweet, coconut, baking spices, stone fruit, citrus, both lemon and I think orange are really prevalent in this. And just taking the unlit draw from the cigarette, the dry draw, the cigar, I was like, man, these are a match made in heaven. So Joe, you nailed it for sure.
Yeah, I mean the silkiness of the bourbon I knew is just going to pair well with the creaminess of the Sumatra cigar.
Yeah.
So I haven't done it yet. I'm taking notes tonight. So
even with the initial nosing of this, you got a lot of caramel, you got a lot of citrus. I would say you got some bread notes going on there.
Right.
So, it's definitely it's gonna be a good pairing. Yeah. Mouth is like, give me some.
Exactly. And as I'm going from cigar to bourbon, the cigar has this beautiful baking spice. So with that citrusy orange, it's almost like I'm getting like an orange biscotti. Because I'm going to bring my Italian into this. It's kind of like a biscotti pairing of orange nougat. It's got that almondy nuttiness. Fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, literally just a fantastic pairing.
I'm even getting like some floral notes on the bourbon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The cigar to me seems to be pulling a little more of the citrus and the sweetness out of the bourbon that you're getting. It's like how it's pairing up. It really is. I feel like I'm sitting in a bakery. Like there's like all kinds of pastries around me, and I'm a fat kid in a candy store.
And I'm just a fat kid.
Me super salivating.
Yes.
I'm salivating like crazy.
We are
both
salivating at no end. And that's the quality of when you have great quality products, you start to salivate. You're because your mouth is like, give me all of it. I want it all.
More.
I want that mouthfeel, and it has fantastic mouthfeel. And at 94 proof, I hate to say this, but I don't get 94 on this. I get a lesser proof with all the benefits of the 94.
Yeah, it's so smooth. It's silky.
It's silky.
It's
really nice.
It's silky, but it coats your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not know it's 94. It's very smooth for 94.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
It is excellent.
It's scary smooth, and it's just super sippable. In all those points, I mean, this is a really, really well balanced bourbon. When I first tasted it a little over a year ago, I was blown away, and that's been the response by and large everywhere we've tasted it at these Whiskey Fest events or other places that we've been. The reception has just been phenomenal. And to your point, the 94 proof, it hides it really well.
Yeah.
But after about 3 of them, you remember it's there,
or you don't remember.
There's a little bit of spice on the tongue there. That's like, oh, hey, remember.
Yeah, there is, and that the great Kentucky hug that you get from the retro nasal and all of that is it's beautiful.
I'll tell you what, when Joe said that this was what we were going to be pairing, I was like, oh, I've been waiting. I've been waiting ever since Chicago. I was like, man, I knew this was going to be a good one, and it's
a winner, man. It's definitely a winner.
It's like candy. I could just keep sipping it.
Well,
it's dangerous.
As I'm going from the whiskey back to the cigar now, I don't know if you guys have ever had these, but in Mexico or the Mexican candies, they have like these little hockey pucks they call mazapan. And not marzipan, mazapan. This is like that little hockey puck cookie thing that they have in Mexico that is, I'm like, it's taking me back. I'm like, holy cow, this is so.
Kyle was born in Mexico. If everyone.
Well, he was part of the cartel, you know.
Sam, I mean, this Sumatra, I would put this up against any other Sumatra that I've smoked, and this is top shelf. Top shelf.
Thank you.
Wow. That's why when you first sent us cigars to smoke, and for us to try, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to actually smoke your cigars, because sometimes we'll get cigars and we'll never call that person back because we don't want to hurt their feelings or anything. But when you get something that is this good, you want to share it with people. And this is our way of sharing great cigars and great whiskey and bourbon with our fans, with our families, with our friends, our neighbors. This is a cigar that I would recommend to anyone that they should have. And this is a great cigar for a novice smoker, meaning that somebody who has never, ever smoked a cigar, you can hand them this cigar and they can enter into the cigar smoking society with not only class, but
they're entering at a very high level.
They are. But they're not entering in there. A lot of people get a little nervous. Oh, I've never smoked too much or whatever. This is a cigar you could give to that novice who's never smoked, and you can give it to that connoisseur who smoked their entire life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
broad appeal on this. I think anybody can smoke it.
I'm going to say both of these products are punching above their price point.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That's not to say you're going to raise your price point, but
you gotta keep it.
it's perfect.
How low can you go? How low can you go?
But I did want to mention and not to monopolize the thing on the cigars here, but I just want to mention what you said about the beginner cigars. The Sumatra used to be a little stronger. We toned it down a little bit. And as a matter of fact, I gave this masterclass, cigar smoking masterclass in New Orleans in the Super Bowl event. And we had a lot of beginners, and some of them went. So I gave either the Connecticut or the Sumatra.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that the beginners, I just told them to smoke it slowly,
Right.
And they were able, they enjoyed it. They were able to enjoy it without being overwhelmed.
Right.
Yeah.
We're getting a question on price point and how people could order your cigars and obviously try to get the drink. Can you guys give our audience a price point and how to get your items?
He has, Ron. He has. They did.
I'm just answering all the
I'll put the price points in the chat. And then what's tonight's hashtag?
The hashtag, Kyle. Folks, take a look. Write this down for yourselves.
Write this down, folks.
Yeah, we'll get this up here. And remember, you have to be on Facebook or YouTube to enter. And it's spelling counts, but not punctuation. So here we are. Sumatra Bourbon is our hashtag tonight. So punch that in, get your entries in. We're going to have, I think, a couple of drawings tonight at the end. I'm not sure what we're giving away, but we're giving away something, and you're going to like it.
We're giving away advice.
We're giving away
a lot of advice tonight.
I'd be happy to give away one of these boxes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. Wow. Okay.
We're giving away COVID-19.
We're going to give away you're going to give away that beautiful sampler box?
Yes, the 3-box. It's a wooden box. It's a gift box, right? People don't usually smokers don't usually buy it because they don't want to pay for the box, but it's a nice gift. And I think that your audience would appreciate this. There's one cigar's missing. It's the one I'm smoking.
That's right.
So you
can put the ashes in there and the label. We'll send that with the box.
2 out of 3. That's good enough.
You get to try 2 cigars on the next drawing.
If you want to share later my website, and I'll make a discount code for a 20% discount for your audience.
Wow,
great!
That's unprecedented.
Yeah, Joey, put up the website Belmaachi. It's Belmaachi.
BelmaachiCigars.com,
right? Yep.
And you tell me the discount code, and I'll make it available after the show.
Perfect.
So how are we doing on the first third of that cigar, guys? What do you guys?
Excellent.
Oh, I mean,
excellent.
again, this is a flavor bomb cigar.
Well, like I said, I've already gone through the gamut. I've told you coconut covered chocolate paprika with marzipan cookies. I mean, you name it, this bakery is pushing it out. So
yeah, to me, it's full on bakery, like you said, Kyle. You can put some French baguette on here, and you can actually, if you want to put a little Nutella on that. Put a little Nutella on it, and then put a little bit of orange peel from the bourbon on that piece of bread, and that's what you got. I mean, it is really just
as sick as I am. This is so fruity. This
super fruit. Yeah, this is
the stone fruit.
Yeah, big.
And my palate is shot right now.
Yeah,
I'm just getting like just a fruit bomb on this bourbon. Absolutely,
for sure.
Like between the two things, the cigar and the bourbon, I feel like I'm going to drool on myself. I'm salivating so much.
The bourbon is quite unique, and I find it goes well with this particular cigar. So whoever chose this pairing,
don't worry, Bob. We'll get your wheelchair ready.
There you go. Thank you, Joe. Just give me a little bit.
I was about to say, Bob drooling on himself. That's a typical Tuesday night for Bob. So
there you go.
So here we go. We always, and David Yancey put he said, blow some smoke in that damn Glencairn.
Oh yeah.
Do that.
We do that.
Mm-hmm.
But we do that a little later.
I'm muting myself because every time I laugh, I'm freaking dying over here.
So that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Nice.
Oh man. You know what that's like? It's kind of like when you do this, Joe. Imagine you're sitting in the campground, got that campfire going.
Yeah.
You've got some marshmallows, but I'm gonna put a little Tangelo on the end of the marshmallow and a graham cracker up against that, and that's what I'm going to do.
And that's very typical when we're obviously smoking the whiskey right into the Glencairn, and we got that campfire marshmallows last week with the Lure cigar.
Right. Do you remember those like chocolate covered like gummy oranges or whatever that they used to have? That's like exactly what I'm getting when I do that.
Yes.
I would throw in some toasted almond in there.
Yes, the almonds.
That's what
perfect.
That's from my biscotti.
Yeah.
Gotta have an almond.
A toasted almond with Grand Marnier on it.
and for those who have never seen this before, blowing your cigar smoke directly into your Glencairn, it works best with the Glencairn to really capture that smoke over the spirit. That's one of the ways, one of the directions, and this is coming directly from the master himself, Mr. David Yancey. That's how we control the pairing, and that's how we change up the flavor profile of the pairing.
There you go. That's smoke.
You know what's nice though? After you blow the smoke into there, and then you take a sip, spice really comes through.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're getting a little of that campfirey heat coming.
Yeah, I like that. It's
wow,
very good.
Yeah, obviously the bourbon at this proof at 47% ABV, I knew it was going to be too much for his Connecticut, even his Habano. Right. The Maduro might have been a cool pairing too, but I was like, let's get a little wild and go with that Sumatra, and I think it's working.
I could see Maduro working fine with this.
Too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think with the Maduro, what it would do, it would slide a little bit more chocolatey.
Yeah.
Where this doesn't give you that chocolate edge. This gives you more of that baked bread and baked biscotti, almonds, toasted almonds. I think you get more of that from the Sumatra.
Right. So we did the Maduro with the Don V Lancero in January. Then there was a Habano wrapper on the Lure cigar that we did, right? The Jolly Walleye. So now we're moving on to the Sumatra to mix it up a little bit. We try to give you as much variety on the show as possible in regards to the cigars and the whiskeys that we're pairing together.
Hey, Colin has an interesting new hashtag for us. I might use this for next month's show, but
thanks, man. I like the way you figured that one. I saw that one, Kyle. Of everything that I'm writing, you go to the guy. But go ahead. I'm proud of it. Colin, thank you very much. It's an honor.
So this Founders Edition is it's the first expression from Stone Street.
It is.
Are we have anything else in the works?
Yeah, there's a few things in the pipe. So next month. So but let me back up. So the 5-year-old Stone Street Founders Edition will be an everyday bourbon offering. So as we grow and enter more states this year, it will be available in probably close to, call it 20 to 25 states this year, which is up from 10 last year.
Nice.
And then our second label coming out, we bottle April 28th or thereabouts, is called Mount Brave. And that second expression is a different brand. And this is a project from a fellow named Chris Carpenter, who is a pretty famous winemaker for Napa Valley wines. And so this blend is a 4-grain. So it's a rye bourbon and a wheat bourbon that were aged separately and then blended together. Gotcha. And that bourbon has been finishing in Mountain Veeder, Mount Brave brand Cabernet casks. So that will be bottled at barrel strength. So call it 115, 116, give or take. And I've tasted a couple barrel samples, and it is absolutely dynamite. So where Stone Street is your everyday sipper at that $60-ish price point, Mount Brave is, as you would expect. It's a blend of 5-year-old and 11-year-old whiskey. And then that finishing time is about 15 months in those Cabernet barrels. And so the price point will come with that. So you're looking between 150, 160. But again, super, super small production on that one. There's only, I think, about 500 cases being produced.
Wow.
And that's an estimate. So we won't know until we actually bottle it how much is there.
Right.
And this Founders Edition, it absolutely is an everyday sipper.
Yes.
When you call it an everyday bourbon, absolutely. And this is actually going to be a phenomenal bourbon for the summertime, just because of how fruity it is, and it's not too high proof where it's burning you up a little bit. It's got that perfect little kiss of spice, nice fruitiness, perfect, absolutely going to be perfect for the summertime. I'm looking forward to drinking this on my deck this summer.
Yeah, and I know we spoke about this earlier before we went to air. Your partner from the distillery side with Stone Street who was that?
Yeah, so we're working with Bardstown Bourbon Company to bring this to market. The whiskey was distilled and aged out at Green River Distillery in Owensboro, Kentucky. So I live in Louisville, Kentucky, so it's about an hour and a half west. Yeah. But
and for anyone who doesn't know about Green Street, there you
Green
go.
River.
Green River. Green Street. Now I'm making shit up too.
Sydney.
That's what happens.
Everybody drink.
Everybody drink. He's drunk. He's drunk. Everybody drink. It's good on the green Gold Street.
No, that distillery's been around. I didn't realize this.
Civil War days.
1885. So you obviously partnered with somebody who knows what they're doing.
I think so.
Ricky, just follow the yellow brick road. Just follow the yellow brick road. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. It'll get me home.
And then Ricky, you also kind of told us in our pre-show green room area, you were talking about how many barrels did you guys actually bottle, and then did you leave any for aging?
Yes. So this initial bottling was 131 barrels. And we held a few barrels back to let age longer. So I think we'll taste it again at 7 years. Now that is a year away from now before we'll have a 7-year-old whiskey in barrel. And then, ultimately, I think the goal is to get to about a 10-year age statement. Now, again, back to that, the 5-year will be the everyday. Right. And then once we taste and figure out if older ages are the direction we'd like to go, there would be a second, essentially a second bottling.
Right.
So how did you end it? How did you land at 5 years? There's a lot of whiskeys, a lot of bourbons on the market that are like the 4-year age statement. You see a lot of that. You see a lot of 6-year. How did you end at the 5 year? Were you just like, this is the sweet spot?
Yeah. Ultimately, this came down to taste.
Right.
And we have some really great palates in the organization, and they tasted it and said, this is ready to go. So
it's great. A lot of people will taste it at 4 years and they're like, this is where we're at right here. You guys gave it that extra year and you were like, this is where we need to
let it ride.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Great.
it.
Yeah.
And so and so luckily we had the time. We had the time and the assets to do that. When that was the right move. I mean, frankly, again, you taste it and it is a stunning 5-year-old bourbon.
Yeah.
Clay Atkins is asking, what states are you in currently?
Okay, so usual suspects: Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, New York, Illinois, Colorado, Texas. There's a little bit in Indiana, a little bit in Louisiana right now, New Jersey, California, Nevada, and there's a little bit in Arizona. So here and there.
And how was it breaking through with, I mean, let's admit that the bourbon industry is a little overcrowded at this point. Some are saying there is going to be even a little bit of a whiskey glut happening with sales. So we're gonna combat that, right, audience, and get out there and buy some more bourbon, and support these guys. But how was it breaking through into the market?
You know, it's been an interesting journey the last year. We have some really good distribution partners, and they've helped us, to get into some of the right homes. But when the day is done, we're building a brand, and there's nothing easy about that. I mentioned lightning in a bottle a few minutes ago. Lightning in a bottle only happens once every so often,
right?
And otherwise, we're just doing the basic day in, day out, doing things like this, which is awesome. Going to local events, going to bigger national events, and it's all about evangelizing at this point. We have to let people know that we exist.
Right.
And it's
so Ronnie, lightning in the bathroom is like an everyday event for you, right?
Joey, it's 4 times a day, but don't tell nobody.
We have a question from Dave Yancey for Ricky, and he wants to know, can you tell us what the barrel proof is before it was cut to 94?
94, yeah. It is, it comes out of the barrel around, call it that 130-ish. And so we're in that ballpark.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So the second third of the cigar, guys, I'm assuming you guys are there at this point.
Oh, yeah.
What do we got? What do we got for that second third?
Definitely can start feeling the strength building a little bit more in the cigar. So you're starting to pick up a little bit more in strength there, a little more flavor, full flavor coming through on this now. So maybe even not much, but just slightly more peppery.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit of pepper. You're getting a little bit of pepper, white pepper.
Yes.
Very mild.
But
Very
mild.
mild.
But it is strength.
You can retrohale without a problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Not at all.
The sweetness is kind of going away just a little bit.
Right.
Too.
Yep.
Down a little. The same thing with the bourbon as it's sitting out. The oak. The oak is coming through. More of the vanilla and the oak.
Yes.
Flavor. Yeah.
What are you guys getting on that retrohale?
Piece of cake, man. It's good.
Ooh, man.
Bob, it's good. It's good.
It's
Put
good.
that in your review. Joking.
It's good.
It's good.
No, really.
Bob says it's good.
But it's not a problem
can I
whatsoever. It's very nice.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Can I mention something? The Sumatra wrapper, it's a more of an oily wrapper compared to our other wrappers, right?
Yep.
So typically what I found is that as the cigar warms up, like when you get into second, third, some of these oils start coming out and you'll get a little flavor change.
Yes.
I don't know if you'll notice it mixing with all the whiskeys and all that, but you might notice that.
Yeah,
you can definitely.
It's making me salivate even more, though.
The
more I'm smoking.
The oils, you can start to actually see right beneath the burn line on the cigar. You'll see it almost the oils kind of bubble up to the surface a little bit.
Right.
And it gives you that added push of flavor, I'll call it, because it's just intensifying all of the flavors that we talked about are just a deeper profile now. It's just a little bit where the light baking, it's more of now a hard, crusty bake where you get that, leave that baguette in the oven a little bit, and you get that toasted feel.
It's
More toasted now.
It's like dough being well done.
Yes, it
You know?
starts to toast.
I'm also starting with the second, third, with like the retro. I'm getting more of a more of a earthy, leathery smell, taste to the cigar coming through. So yeah, as you see, like Tiffany was saying, that sweetness is kind of going away, but you're starting to get more of those earthy tones coming through with the cigar.
Yeah,
Sam, what do you
and this
think? The
one
boys are
originally
good?
we used to call this cigar the full flavor. I used to give them nicknames because I was trying to do some marketing, and I would give them names like Full Flavor and Strong and Smooth for the Maduro. But then I figured, let me just stick with the name of the wrapper.
Yeah.
But it does have like quite a bit of it got some complexity. And what I wanted to mention was you don't get that over harshness because we try to use tobacco that's well cured and well fermented, because a tobacco that's well fermented is going to get all that ammonia out, and it's not going to have as much harshness.
There's no bitterness to this at all. No.
This cigar is leaving your palate clean. Awesome. I mean, there's no aftertaste in there. It's a very, very clean palate.
And are you guys getting anything different in terms of if you go from cigar to the drink or drink to the cigar?
I like what Tiffany was saying is I'm starting to lose some of the citrus notes. Those are kind of going away, but and more of the earthiness is coming forward.
And it's interesting because as the cigar gets a little bolder, the bourbon also is becoming a little bolder.
I was just going to say the transition is almost identical.
Yes. It's sliding with it. The bourbon is like kind of
moving right along with it.
It's bringing up. It's coming up to the cigar. It's not. They're both on par with each other. Nothing is overwhelming.
They're both increasing
remain on level with one another, which
flavor.
Is perfect.
Yeah,
so this might just be the perfect pairing.
Joe, you picked this. You picked this pairing, Joe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
No, don't let him lie to you. He didn't do it. Oh, he didn't do nothing. Don't worry.
No, all the credit goes to you industry people on the whiskey and cigar side, because you guys are doing the work.
Yeah, you guys are doing the hard work. All we have to do is smoke.
Yeah, we're doing the easy work. We're drinking and smoking, and drinking every day, all day.
It's a hard life.
Yeah.
I love this. Is
Tiffany,
a hard life.
Tiffany, so you were at Whiskey Fest Chicago. What was your favorite part about Whiskey Fest Chicago? And I think you have kind of a funny story how you couldn't keep up with me.
Me?
No, not drinking wise, but like I would just disappear, and like you didn't know where I was.
Every 2 minutes, literally, I'd turn around and be like, "Where the hell did Joe go now?" Like gone. Just dude was gone. And you
looking for another wheelchair.
Yeah, usually looking down on the floor.
Lord, that's your fine Joe somewhere.
Yeah, you know where I found him every single time? Behind the booth with the representatives of whatever whiskey. He's back there just chatting. I'm like, oh, there's Joe right there.
He's slipping the 50 every time he gets back there.
Yeah.
Well, Joey's good with his segue. He can just move in and out of people. Like that.
Yeah, they open those doors at Whiskey Fest, and it's like game on for me. And I'm out off to the races, and Tiffany lost me. Like, where's Joe? Every 5
time.
10 minutes.
Hey Joe, Vic Shaw's got your tagline: light it, smoke it, drink it, love it.
Absolutely. What's up, Vic?
You know, this is very sad right now. I'm a bit sad. Why? Because
I'm out of whiskey.
Yeah. I kind of really feel.
Is it in Florida? Is it in Florida?
It is.
Yes.
Now I'm going to be hunting it down.
Absolutely.
ABC here in Florida does carry it. Now I have to find which one.
And Total One, you said too, right?
Which one?
I would need to check on that one. I can't verify that 100%.
ABC.
In Georgia?
Yeah.
Georgia?
In Georgia?
Atlanta?
Yeah, you'll find it in Atlanta, and I can get you some exact spots where it's available in those states.
Nice. Kyle, do you want to throw up that hashtag one more time for the audience?
Yep.
Oh wow, this was really phenomenal.
While they're doing that, Tiffany, I hate to rat you out, kiddo. Hate to rat you out here, but Dave is saying that him and Joe were looking for you a few times. What, you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I mean, what happens at Whiskey Fest stays at Whiskey Fest. So.
Right. You tend to get a little lost at these events.
Oh, I bet these guys do.
Yeah,
you really do, and
you get lost in the whiskey. You know.
Yeah, I mean, 2 or 3 times I actually found myself back at Stone Street's table. They had a really cool, I mean, they had like bows on their bottles and stuff. And I was like, you guys really brought your A game. Like you dressed these bad boys up to the nines. And the rest were like, yeah, we did. I was like, I appreciate that. It's that little
I have a buddy. He was like, I think I just bought a whole barrel of Stone Street bourbon. He was so drunk. I'm like, that's awesome, man.
So funny. No, it was good. There was a lot more Irish whiskey there than I was expecting there to be. You know, and that's where I found these guys quite a bit, was over at those tables. But
Where
I mean, it was good. I will say that, and I'm not saying it just because I'm on the show with this now. This was the Stone Street was the takeaway from the night. I mean, there was
for new brand whiskey, absolutely.
Yeah.
New brand bourbon, absolutely. I was, I spent a lot of time at the table.
This is
Ricky, you weren't at Whiskey Fest Chicago, right?
Not Chicago, no. I did New York.
All right, thank God. That was half a brain to know that at least.
Yeah. But Sam, I do have a couple notes. I was just in Georgia a couple weeks ago, and I don't know where in Atlanta that you live, but Ridgewalk Bottle Shop, Merchant's Package, and then Dan's Package were 3 places there around in the burbs of
in the north in the north burbs.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I heard somebody say, "Oh, get the bottle at Dan's Package," I'd be like, "Whoa, what kind of story?"
Yeah, somebody who's well, at least his package includes Stone Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Nice.
You know, Joe, again, thank you for bringing us a pairing that we can all say is unreal.
Excellent.
Top 3 for the year so far.
Yes.
Top 3 for the year so far.
You know what? This year we've kicked off like with insane pairings.
I know.
That
I don't know how you topping. Like you come up with one, I'm like, how's he gonna top this for next?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, here we go. I'm like, damn, how am I gonna top this?
Our first 2 shows we're on the single malt side with the scotches from the Whiskey Lab guys. We had that Berval expression and that Artroik expression. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. I probably am, but it's always nice to come back home. You know, and I think this is our comfort level with bourbon.
Yeah.
You know, as we sip this every day. Absolutely, we know our bourbon. So
Yep.
You know, this is the first time I've ever squeezed my Glencairn glass, and I
Trying
actually
to get
got
more out of
whiskey
it.
out of it. I got whiskey. I stuck my tongue way to the bottom of the glass.
Frank's trying to figure out how to get the angel share out of it.
Yeah.
I'm saving my last tips.
Yeah, Ronnie, what are you squeezing, by the way?
Oh, that's why you only see his head.
That's it.
2 squeeze boxes, baby. 2 squeeze boxes.
So the final third of that cigar, is anybody there yet? Or?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not there yet myself.
I'm here. And
By the way, don't let me know what I have to do, who I shipped, who the winner is, so I can ship them the cigar box, and also for the discount.
Yeah, so the winners
code.
are going to PM me their address, Sam, and then we'll get that over to you.
what code do you want to put in there? Just say.
Oh yeah, you got a code?
GCPS 20.
Yeah.
GCPS 20.
GCPS 20. I got it.
Discount code, folks. Listen, you want to jump
that's
on
the name
this.
of Kyle's kid, by the way.
That's right. He's already 20. He's already 20 years old. That's it.
So definitely keep an eye out for the article on whiskey-network.net. That's where you'll find all my pairing reviews. That'll come out probably April 5th or so. And yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be doing this with all these notes, and I'll be doing this pairing more in depth and do a nice write-up on it, and it'll publish in whiskey-network.net.
Ronnie, if you're going to put the code in the chat, you got to spell it correctly too.
He can't spell GCPS.
Yeah.
That's a lot of letters.
Look, my hands are busy, man. I've been working all night. Give me a break.
Ronnie's typing like a G6.
You're right. I'm working on both phones. I got YouTube on one. I got Facebook in the other. I'm trying to listen here. My hands are busy. I'm squeezing my own box here. What can I tell you?
Whoa.
The coupon code is activated. GCPS20 for 20% discount for your audience.
Nice.
All right. Hey, 20% discount, everybody. Jump on now. And what a fabulous pairing again, Joey.
Yeah.
You did it, man.
Ricky, I think are you going to be at the Big Smoke or something like that?
I will be, yeah, next month in Tampa.
Okay.
Down at the Seminole, so I'll be there. It's on a Saturday. I think it's April 29th or the date maybe, but it's a Saturday.
Yeah. You chooches better fucking be there. You guys live there.
Well, Kyle,
I live here, but I didn't get tickets for it. And
9 o'clock.
going off. Is that Joe's clock?
I got to take my pills.
Is that the blue pill?
We don't talk about Bruno.
Don't laugh too hard, Joe. Mute yourself. Mute yourself before you lose it. Yes, Chris Cutler, time for an oversized granny keyboard. I can't see, I can't touch, I'm a mess, but that's besides the point. That's all good. It's all good.
So,
Joey, did you get all the info that this crowd needed to help you write that article?
I got some good notes, and I'll be doing this as soon as I'm at 100% with my palate, so I can get some good tasting notes down.
Oh, we got Jay Rigged is keeping us in check. The Big Smoke is on March 29th, not April 29th.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. Yeah, that is this one.
Oh, it's
coming up. It's coming up.
Yes.
So everybody get out there. You'll have a nice chance to meet Ricky here. Yeah.
Is that the one you were telling me about in Chicago?
No, this is.
No. The Chicago's made for 3rd and 4th, Sam. That's the one I want you to come up to.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's the is that the pipe show?
But Joey's going to be there. Yep, that's the pipe and cigar emporium.
Go there, but don't.
I will be at the pipe show.
Don't talk to Joe when you're there, please.
Right.
He doesn't need his head to get any bigger than it already is.
You can put that in your pipe and smoke it.
So, folks, everybody, I'm sure you get your hashtags
in. Get your hashtags in.
Because the drawing is coming up right now. A bottle of Stone Street and that beautiful.
Oh, wait. We got one cigar with that one. The box will be another prize. No?
Yeah.
No. It's that with the box. It's that with the box.
One prize.
Yeah, we'll do
one prize.
It's a one prize night. And let me tell you, that's a great prize.
Sure is.
Fabulous prize. That's why I wanted to stretch it out. A couple of winners,
No,
prize.
One winner takes it all.
Yeah. If we want to do a quick commercial break, and then we come back, and then we can do the drawing.
Mike, get your hashtag in if you haven't done it already. This is the time.
Let's go.
This is the time. No, we'll go right.
Time to take my pills.
It's time to take our pills. Yeah, no, we'll go right to the. Let's go right to it, Kyle. We'll go right to it.
All right, screw the commercial.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
People are on the edge of their seat, and remember, you have to be here to win. Meaning that you have to actually acknowledge when you do win that you're here.
And we want to know that. We want to know that you're here.
Make sure you're still here.
Mike Joyner, though, you can't win.
Mike Joyner can't win.
Oh. Come on, what's wrong with Mike?
So you remember, guys, only be on Facebook and YouTube.
There's the hashtag.
There it is, folks.
There it is. Put it in now.
Facebook and YouTube. Let's go. Facebook and YouTube.
You snooze, you lose.
You snooze, you lose, or you can't win. Those are that'll be the way it works.
That's how it is.
To say you're there.
This is a pairing you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yes.
This is
All
a
our
pairing you want.
pairings is what people want.
You want
They
it.
all, listen, Joey doesn't put a bad pairing together.
Mm-mm.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
After the kid, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Honestly, amazing year. I think we've just upped the ante this year.
We did.
Compared
We
to
did.
previous year.
Pairings are just.
Just knocking it out of the park.
All right, Kyle, get ready
Spin
to
it,
roll.
Kyle.
Spin it, baby. Spin it.
Spin it.
39 entries going for broke. Here we go.
Go.
Good luck.
Oh, I see. A few
Here it
names
is.
that I see a few names that I know would want to win.
It's going. Oh!
Wow.
Is he still here? Is Barry still here?
Is he
Barry,
here?
are
That's
you
right.
here?
Are you here, Barry?
Barry here.
Barry, if you're not here, guess what? We passed
He's
by
the
you.
rum guy, though. He's the rum guy.
No,
He's
10
the-
seconds.
That's
That's
all
it.
right, but he likes it. Let's see what happens.
Is
We'll-
Barry here?
We'll do the
Is he here?
countdown there. Barry was just
Oh,
here
I don't
anyway.
see him. I don't see him.
Five,
Ooh,
10,
man. Where's he
9,
at?
7.
Come on, Barry. Where you at? There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
As
He's here.
always, congratulations, Barry. That's awesome.
Nice, Barry.
Mike Joyner goes, bring it on, man.
Very nice. Very nice. You guys, all you listeners out there,
What's up, Brian?
thank you for all the support as usual on the show. It's been a pleasure tonight. Joey, you did good.
Absolutely.
Sam,
Look, watch
Rick,
out for the
Tiffany.
article. Watch out for the article. April 5th, it'll come out at whiskey-network.net. And guests on the panel, if you want to stick around for the after show, I think we should.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All good.
Congrats, Barry. Get your info over, and we'll have them ship it out.
Yep. And again, folks, have a great rest of your week and
Yep.
month. Of course,
And month. We'll see you next month.
And as always,
Castle and Key next month. Castle and Key.
Castle and Key.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that distillery.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
Ooh. All right, folks. We'll see you next time.
Thank you,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Have a great one. Good night.
Tell my brothers to line 'em up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I feel its love come shining through. This world is